LLMs, like ChatGPT, don't think. They predict. There's a common misconception about AI, and that is that it thinks. It's an understandable misconception because we've used thinking language about computers for years, but the important nuance here is that LLMs don't think, they predict. When you ask ChatGPT a question, it feels like it's thinking about it. In fact, many LLMs actively say thinking, and then they provide a response. So what's actually happening? It's not thinking, it's calculating. It's trying to calculate the most probable response to your question based on patterns that it's seen in its training data. It's predicting what words should come next. So to be clear, we're dealing in probability, not certainty, not facts. So if you're not aware of this restriction, there's 3 potential outcomes that you need to be aware of. The first and most obvious is that it might get something wrong. And that's probably due to a lack of context about you, your scenario, and the things that you're talking to it about. It doesn't necessarily have the information that you have. It makes the best guess based on an incomplete picture of the world. So it's not being malicious, it just doesn't know. The second outcome is that it might hallucinate, and you'll hear this word hallucinate when we talk about ChatGPT a lot. Essentially, that means it's trying to guess what you want to hear, and it might spit out something that sounds great, but that isn't true. It's confident-sounding nonsense. And this is so dangerous because it sounds plausible. The third outcome here is that LLMs, like ChatGPT, will provide different results to the same question. If you ask the same question twice, you might get different answers, and you'll hear this referenced as a non-deterministic characteristic. That just means that the answer is not predetermined. It's not necessarily repeatable every time. Each generation is a fresh probability calculation. So why does this matter? Well, first and foremost, it matters because you cannot treat AI outputs from ChatGPT and Gemini as fact. You always need to verify, especially for anything important, especially for anything customer facing, especially for anything with consequences. Remember that it's predicting and it's not knowing. Sometimes its predictions are excellent, sometimes they're plausible but wrong, and sometimes they're confidently incorrect. When you're using an LLM like ChatGPT or Google Gemini, don't forget your job. Your job is to provide context, verify the outputs, and apply your expert judgment onto how well the AI did its job. The AI is there to predict probable responses to the questions and the prompts that you provide. Understanding this changes how you use it. Don't ask it for truth, and if you do ask it for truth, be ready to validate. Ask it for possibilities, then verify. It's an incredibly useful prediction engine, but it's not an oracle. It's not necessarily a fact checker. It's more like a very sophisticated autocomplete. If you want to increase your confidence in the output provided by an LLM, ask it to help. So it can search the web for you. It can provide sources either from the web or from the documents that you uploaded. Make sure to use it to the best of its ability, but just be careful and check the output that you get.